Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mana Cave. My name is Ed.
And my name's Travis.
And we are continuing on with our Challenger Deck Showdown. This is the losers bracket. So we are having Vehicle Rush, which you are piloting.
I'm piloting the vehicle.
Yes. And Counter Surge, which I am going to be trying to play. So these are actually the decks that we both played in the previous episodes, and we both lost with these decks. So yes. we do have a certain amount of experience now playing with these decks and losing with these decks.
I think they're both good decks, though.
I think all the Challenger decks were really good.
Yeah.
I think, certain things came down to draws. Certain things just came down to the matchups were rough. So I think all these decks have great potential. So this should hopefully be an interesting match between the two, because I think these two might be a really interesting sort of power comparison. Yeah,
so, a little more balanced, as it were, than the other ones. Yeah.
Hazard Aggro is just, I still think that's one of the best decks.
Yeah.
And it's very tough to beat. I'm very curious how Second Sun Control is going to handle it, but we will see. Anyways, enough about those two decks, as we were talking about Vehicle Rush and Counter Surge.
Vehicle Rush is a black, white, and red. So it's weird. You almost play that and you forget there's black in the deck a bit, but it's more of a splash of black. And it's getting your dwarves who have good power and good abilities to buff especially when crewing, get them out there to crew some of these really nice artifact vehicles that come with it. So there's Aether Sphere Harvester and Heart of Kirin, I think, is in it too. Some decent vehicles, and a lot of them flying and everything. So I know better this deck. English, good. Me now, talk, speak. I'm a little more familiar with this deck now, so I'm hoping I know what to look for. And like when that one land enters and says choose a creature type, I know what creature type to choose now instead of I don't know.
Vehicle Rush is probably the one of the Challenger decks that you've played the most so far.
Yes.
You played it off camera as well, too.
I only got to see 5 hands of Hazard Aggro, really.
Yeah. Well, and even then it was very short games with that one. So, and Counter Surge is black-green, and it's a lot about creatures that get, some counters on it. And we didn't get to see very much of it the last time because I was pretty much just, fighting for my life the entire time. Yeah. But I do think this is going to be an interesting matchup between the two. So without further ado, we've determined our opening hands, as we usually do off camera, to save a bit of time, even though we then talk for 10 minutes. And I had a mulligan down to 6.
I kept.
You kept?
I did.
So we're going to
roll to see who goes first. Doesn't matter, because normally you do roll before you look at your cards, but we're just crazy here.
6.
3.
Ooh, so at least I get to go first.
I was actually hoping to win that, because this is not a full aggro deck, but it's, I don't know, I like to play it a little aggro.
So since I'm going to go first, I'll show first. I'll put these in order, which...
Looking down and shameful?
Yeah, you look down and shameful. So this is my opening hand, and it's not the best, but remember I had a mulligan, so I also get to scry, so I'm looking forward to that. But I do think it's got possibilities to it, so... Now I will look down in shame.
In shame. Okay, let's see if I get this right. I've been getting better with the showing of the hands. Okay, we're right up to that camera. That's my opening hand. Not great, but I didn't want to mulligan anything away, and I feel like I got stuff to build with here, and that's all the information I'm giving.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to scry right now before any other information is shown.
You haven't forgotten in a while. We've been better at that.
I'm going to put that on top. That's the one thing that we used to forget all the time. So, and people were rightly so, mentioning in the comments. I'm going to play an Aether Hub. When it enters the battlefield, I will get 1 energy. And I'll put that there, and there'll be an energy. The energy, actually, I designed an energy token. So there's going to be a little energy token up on the screen.
What's cool, like lightning graphics and sound effects?
No, not sound effects, but it's got sort of like lightning coming from it. It's a brain pulp energy drink. So, yes. And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
I'll go ahead and draw, because I get to do that. Okay, I'm going to play a swamp.
Okay.
And I'm going to tap that swamp to play a card. I'm not sure if I've ever played a duress type effect. So for 1 black mana, it's a sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. I may choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards the card. So just get ready to type on your keyboard and say, I should have chosen this card because I don't know enough.
No, you're not going to get roasted because you only have 1 choice.
Oh, it's non-creature?
Yeah.
Non-land, I have no choice. Oh, Hour of Glory is
Hour of Glory, yeah. So, Hour of Glory is an instant for 3 and a black. Exile target creature. If that creature was a god, its controller reveals his or her hand and exiles all cards from it with the same name as that creature. That was my only little bit of removal. And then you can take note of the rest of the cards in the hand. Now, I haven't had a chance to play Magic Arena, like Magic Gathering Arena, but I was watching a stream, actually it was the Professor stream, and I discovered that in that, when your opponent has to reveal cards or reveal their hand, those cards stay revealed for the entire rest of the game in their hand, so that you don't have to like make note of what they are. Because in Magic Online, you can always consult like the list and everything, the text box that shows what they are. So I thought, oh, that's kind of a good way of doing it. And then someone in the comments, or the chat there, was saying that that's how he plays normally for when he's playing like newer players and stuff, so that they can
reveal.
So I thought, okay, that's kind of neat. We're not going to do that, but. Okay, sorry, I talked too much. Turn 1, so much talking, and it's only turn 1.
And also, feel free to comment as your turn, by the way. Is a turn 1 duress play wise, or should I have waited till later when he had more cards? Again, I think I stocked this card in almost every Pauper deck I've made, or a similar one. I've never used it. I don't think I've actually used it in any of the games we've played, so I'm aware how it works, but...
I've heard pro players talk about how turn 1 Thoughtseize is a bad idea. Yeah. Because of that exact thing that you just mentioned, where later on you can get more value from it because they'll draw into stuff. Because when you keep an opening hand, typically you're keeping, just cards that you can get out there. So, but I don't think it was that big of a deal.
Big turning point there?
Yeah, I don't think so. So I'm going to play a Swamp, and I'm going to tap for 2, including 1 black, and bring out the Glint Sleeve Siphoner, which we saw when you had me reveal my hand. It is a 2/1 with Menace, and when it enters the battlefield or attacks, you get 1 energy. So I'm going to put that up to 2. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 2 energy. If you do, draw a card and lose 1 life. So that's my play, and I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Untap. Draw. I'm going to play Inspiring Vantage. Inspiring Vantage enters the battlefield tapped unless I control 2 or fewer other lands. I control 1 of the lands, so it does not enter tapped.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tap for 2 to cast the Scrap Heap Scrounger. He can't block, but for 1 in black, I can exile another creature card from my graveyard, return Scrap Heap Scrounger from my graveyard to the battlefield. He's good.
Okay.
It's good. And,
my turn? Okay, yep. So the beginning of my upkeep, I'm going to actually pay 2 energy, and I'm going to draw a card and lose a life. So I'm going to go down to 19. And then I'm going to do all the normal stuff. Okay, I'm going to play a Forest. Okay, now this does have Menace, so I'm going to move to combat.
This can't block anyway.
Well, perfect. So I'll swing in with the Glint Sleeve Siphoner. I'm going to gain 1 energy, because when it attacks, it gains an energy. And then I'm going to tap a black and a green and bring out another Glint Sleeve Siphoner. So we already talked about that. No need to talk about it again. I do get another energy there. And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Yeah, we'll untap. Draw. Actually, I'm going to go to combat.
Okay.
Swing with the Scrap Heap Scrounger.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna block.
Okay.
Okay. So damage. They trade.
Tradesies. Then I'm going to tap 2 to cast the Harsh Mentor. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land on the battlefield, if it isn't a mana ability, like say it's an energy ability, Harsh Mentor deals 2 damage to that player.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's 2/2 for 2.
That's right. Okay, well, I got to keep that in mind now.
Okay, and then I'm going to play Evolving Wilds. Tap, sack, pass turn to you. While I search for... What am I going to search for? I think I'm going to search for a... Plains.
On your end step, I'm actually going to... I'm going to tap 1 and remove 1 energy to tap this for black. And I'm going to cast Fatal Push. Destroy target creature if it has converted mana cost 2 or less. So I'm going to destroy him. It also has Revolt. Destroy that creature if it has converted mana cost 4 or less. Instead, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn.
That's probably going to save you a lot of pain.
I think so, yeah, because I definitely want to take advantage of this this card draw. Even though I'm losing 1 life each time, I don't want to lose 3 life each time. So that's a significant difference. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start my turn. Okay, I only have 1 energy, so I can't take advantage of that. Going to draw. I will pay 2, including a black, and bring out Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Gain 1 energy.
Play set in there or what?
I think so. There's definitely 3. We know that for sure now. I'm going to move to combat.
Move to combat.
And swing in for 2. I'm going to gain an energy.
Drop to 16.
Okay. And then I'm just going to pass the turn to you. Sadly, I missed that land drop.
Okay. I'm going to play a mountain.
Okay.
All right. 4 mana. How do I wish to spend it? Yeah, I think I will do the black and say 1 white to activate Scrap Heap Scrounger, exile another creature card from my graveyard, exiling the Harsh Mentor, and return it to the graveyard to the battlefield.
Okay.
So, I mean, I really could have done that end step kind of thing or instant speed, and I probably should have, but...
You couldn't have. You were tapped out, right?
No. I mean, like, right now,
Oh, I
could
see
pass
what
2
you...
and
I got
cut my
you.
options
Yeah.
open, which I guess is what a smart player would do, but we've established I'm just not that kind of a player. He does still have Summoning Sickness. I'm just going to... yeah, I think I'm just going to pass turn 2.
I mean, on the other hand, it wouldn't have changed what I'm going to do this turn for the most part, because I got menace creatures, so I was going to swing in regardless, right? Okay, so at the beginning of my upkeep, I'm actually going to spend 2 of this energy to draw a card.
He also can't block.
Yeah. See, there we go. And lose 1 life. So I'm down to 18. And then the regular part of the turn. Okay. I'm going to play a swamp. And then before combat, I'm going to tap for 3 and bring out Rishkar Pima Renegade. It is a 2/2 legendary elf creature. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Each creature you control with a counter on it has tap, add green to your mana pool. So these are both going to get counters. So now there are 3 2s with menace. And I'm going to move to combat.
Yep.
And I'm going to swing in with both. I'm going to gain 2 energy, 1 from each of them. So energy goes up to 3.
I'm going to tap 2. And before damage, I'm going to Lightning Strike that dude.
Okay. Sounds good. That was a good one to pick. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Seems good.
I'm still taking 3, though, and dropping to 13, which is not boding so well from here.
And now I will pass the turn to you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Tap for red, and sure. I'm going to Lightning Strike your other Glint Sleeve.
Oh, man. I still want to draw cards.
I know. I don't want to burn 2 spells. And they're weird. I cast them at like weird times. I should have cast the other one before you attacked, because then you wouldn't have got your energy.
Yeah.
And I should have just, I don't know, maybe waited for better opportunity to cast that one.
We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And keep in mind as well, too, if we happen to make a mistake, that's illegal. We're not cheating. We're not trying to cheat. We're making errors in play. So technically, it's cheating. But I usually think cheating has a lot to do with intent. So, yeah, just try to go easy on us in the comment section when it comes to whether or not we're cheating.
Cheat is a harsh word. I am going to attack you with my Scrap Heap Scrounger. He's a 3/2. It seems like a fair trade.
And he can't block.
He seems like a negative thing. Who wants to block anyway?
You know what? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the 3. So I'm down to 15.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to tap a red and a white to cast the Veteran Motorist. He's a 3/1 dwarf pilot. When he enters the battlefield, I get a Scry 2.
Okay.
Scry 2.
It's pretty nice.
So I'm going to put that one on top and that one on the bottom. Yes. That's
Okay.
I want to go on the bottom. Okay. And I'm tapped out, so it's your turn.
Okay. I do not get to draw because all my scroungers have left the world.
You mean your siphoners? All your siphoners have left the world.
Siphoners, not my scroungers. You have a scrounger. I have siphoners. That's right. They're completely different kettles of fish. I'm going to
I should have mentioned the Adventure Motorist Beyond the Scrying 2 is 3/1. Whenever it crews a vehicle, that vehicle gets +1/+1 to the end of the turn.
Oh, okay. I'm going to actually tap 4, and I'm going to cast Walking Ballista for 2 and 2. It's XX casting cost, and when it enters the battlefield, put X +1/+1 counters on it. Pay 4, put a +1/+1 counter on Walking Ballista. Excuse me. Remove a +1/+1 counter from Walking Ballista. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So it's going to come in with 2 counters on it, so it's a 2/2. I'm immediately going to remove one and get rid of him. And then I'm going to move to combat.
Yep.
And then swing in with the 2/2.
Take my 2 down to 11, and I really miss my Veteran Motorist.
As well, because of this card, the Walking Ballista does have the ability, though not now, because it's got Summoning Sickness, to be able to tap for mana, should I decide to do that later. And now I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Should you so choose.
This is definitely showing off the deck better than when it played against Azeroth aggro. So it's interesting to see, because it's interesting for me to see it play like this as well, too.
First things first, I'll go to combat. Attack the 3.
Yeah, I'll take the 3.
Okay, and then tap for 2. My first vehicle, which would have been nice. Heart of Karan. It's a 4/4 vehicle with flying and vigilance and crew 3. I may remove a loyalty counter from Planeswalker I control rather than pay Heart of Karan. So there's not a single Planeswalker in this deck, so I'm not entirely sure the thought process there. And then I am going to turn whatever this is. Duress. Now here's the opposite thing. I cast later, he may not have any legal targets for.
Yeah, but you also get to see what I have in my hand, and in this case, it's a Gaunty and a Dream Stealer.
Yeah.
So both creatures, so you can't remove any of them, but this is information that might be useful to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. 2 creatures. Gaunty and what have you. And then I'm just going to pass to you.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing about that. And Duress isn't the greatest of that type of card. Thoughtseize by far is one of the greatest anyway.
Yeah.
Not being able to hit a creature in Standard, I think, is actually really painful, because Standard is, for the most part, except for that Second Sun, is a very creature-heavy format.
Yeah, there's very few, because there is Duress, and then there is...
It's another D word, too, isn't it?
Yeah. Duress and Despise. Despise, there we go. I'm almost positive that's what it is. It'll be up on the screen anyway, so anytime there's a memory lapse, I can always catch it. Editing. I'm going to play Swamp. I'm not that far ahead with life total right now, because I'm not really swinging in with a lot of stuff that's like... I'm going to cast this first, just in case. I'm going to pay 4, including 2 black, and I am going to cast Gaunty, Lord of Luxury. It is a 2/3 legendary creature. It's got Death Touch, and when it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library. Exile one of them face down, then put the rest in the bottom of that library in random order. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may look at it, you may cast it, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast it. So I'm going to look at the top 4.
So even when Gaunty is dead, you can still play that card?
No, because that ability is,
Okay.
is tied to him. So if he dies, then I can't really cast it.
Not that I have Lightning Bolt or Lightning Strike or anything like that.
Interesting. I'm going to exile this face down. I'm going to randomize the cards and then put them on the bottom of your deck. I'm then going to... I'm going to tap to spend colorless as if it was white, and I'm going to bring Toolcraft Exemplar into the battlefield. It's a 1/1 at the beginning of combat on your turn if you control an artifact, which I do. Toolcrafter Exemplar gets +2/+1. Excuse me, until the end of turn. If you control 3 or more artifacts, it also gains first strike until the end of turn. Nice. So I did get some extra value with that. So even if this dies now, this is now on the battlefield. I have to remember to return this to you before the end of the game. And then I'm going to move to combat.
Yep.
And I'm going to swing in with both of these.
Okay.
So for 3.
Down to 0-8.
Okay, so now I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untapping. Drawn. So, step the first. Red. white, anything, or red, anything. For Pia Nalar.
Okay.
When she enters the battlefield, I get to create a 1/1 colorless Thopter. Do you have a Thopter token? Because did they provide you with a token?
I'll be right back with a Thopter token. And we are back. I just realized as well, too, for the next game, I swore the next time you played Hazard Aggro that I would have that monkey token.
That monkey token?
And I think I have that monkey token, but I think it's buried in amongst about 100 other tokens that I own. So hopefully I'll be able to dig that up before that match. But anyways, continuing on with this match.
Okay. Yes. So, I got my 1/1 Thopter. I can pay 1 and 1 of red and 1 of any color, pardon me. Target artifact creature gets +1/+0 to the end of the turn.
Okay.
I can pay 1, sacrifice an artifact. Target creature can't block this turn.
Okay.
So, I am going to pay 1, sacrifice an artifact.
Okay.
Target creature cannot block this turn.
Okay.
I made you go get this. That wasn't actually my plan. I was going to do something else, but
it took me hours to find that token.
Yeah,
so
well, I went out for pizza. So we're going to go to combat. I really should have rethought that first. Can I go back a step?
What?
Can I crew and then it's crew?
Oh yeah,
3.
yeah. I will allow it, folks.
So we'll go rewind a little bit. Crew, it can still be sacrificed with the mana once it's done.
Because that's not a tap ability of hers, right? It's just simply a pay 1 and then do it. Okay.
Yeah. So this is crude.
That is crude.
This is so crude.
This is still the one you're saying can't
block.
Okay.
And I'm still confident with math here. 2, 3. That'll become a 6/6. I have 8 life, so
Now, when this attacks, does it have a special ability? I can't remember.
No.
No. Okay.
No. It just it's flying and vigilance.
Flying and vigilance. Okay.
Yeah. So
moving to combat.
Moving to combat. That was also silly. Because I really should have kept other things going on. I'm not going to explain how silly that was. And done other things. Because I wanted to attack with everything, but now I don't think I can. 2, 3. That'll be 4 there. So that'll be 7. And 2 is enough to kill me. So I have to keep 1 black. He can't block. I can... Wow. That was just all kinds of terrible.
Well, you can still attack with that. It's got vigilance. I have nothing that can block a flyer. My mana's all tapped out, so you know you're getting in for 4.
And that's all I really can do, because I'm going to need to keep the Scrap Heap Scrounger around. But I didn't need to sacrifice
that can't block, right?
No, but it can.
But you need to crew it. Okay,
I can recrew.
Yeah.
So I will swing for 4 in the air.
Okay, so I'm down. I'm going down to 8.
Contemplate bad choices.
Okay.
What did that one commenter say? Questionable choices.
You guys make questionable decisions.
Questionable plays or something like that. Yeah. So there was one of our patented questionable plays. As I could have done that way different, and it might have gone a little bit better. So I'm going to pass to you.
Pass to me? Okay.
I'm not dead, but I don't love my chances.
Okay, I'm going to move to combat, and I'm going to swing in with everything. So at the beginning of combat, because this is an artifact, this gets +2/+1. So this is a 3/2, 2/3 with Death Touch, a 1/1, and a 2/2.
So I can't block him because he'll get him 3 damage, then you just remove a counter and he dies.
Okay.
So I will crew this. Let's see. So that's 3, 5, 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
I really want that Walking Ballista dead. But I will take out the 1 more damage in case you have some weird way of doing 2 damage to me or something, which I don't think you do. But I'm going to choose to block Rishkar.
Okay. Before damage, I'm going to tap for 4, and I'm going to put an additional +1/+1 counter on the Walking Ballista.
Sneaky.
So damage goes through, and it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This dies. I'm then going to remove both of my +1/+1 counters and do 2 damage to you directly with the Walking Ballista.
Okay, I should have taken all 7 then. Yeah, that would be game. No,
that would be game. Yeah. So this is Walking Ballista is a card that I really wanted to get a playset of when I originally saw it, and then the price of it just sort of skyrocketed. I think it's actually since gone down a bit. Oh, that's right. That's actually your creature. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely see why this card is so useful. So, anyways, we're going to shuffle up. This is a best 2 out of 3, so it's not over yet. We're going to shuffle up. We're going to start the second game of this match.
Chance to redeem myself.
Exactly.
I'm not saying I would have definitely won, but I definitely didn't do myself any favors.
Yeah, but you know, it that happens, right? I mean, I've made questionable decisions as well too, so we all have.
Yeah.
But once again, if one of them results in doing something illegal, it's not cheating.
No.
It's a mistake. There we go. Anyways, we'll be back after this edit. Okay, and we are back with the second game of this match. We both kept our opening hands. Travis, you're going to get to go first.
I am.
So I'm going to bow my head in submission and allow you to do so.
That is a different opening hand than the last time for sure. But I like it.
I love it when we have to use these vague,
super vague
ways of talking about it, so they won't give anything away. Okay, so there we go. This too is not an identical hand to the one I had before. If for no other reason than I get 7 cards in this one, and I'm okay with it. So there we go. So you get to go first. No one gets to scribe.
No scribe.
There was no mulliganing.
Okay, we will start with... Sure, we'll start with Spire of Industry. That's my land. I can tap it for colorless. I can tap it, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color to my mana pool, activate this ability only if I control an artifact.
Okay.
I'm going to tap it for colorless for the Beaumont Courier.
Oh,
We've seen other games. We haven't seen him really played in this one yet. So he's a 1/1 with haste, and whenever he attacks, exile a top card of my library face down. I can't look at it. I can spend 1 red, discard my hand, sacrifice Beaumont Courier, put all cards exiled Beaumont Courier into their owner's hands.
Yes.
So I will swing away and exile. Trigger off that.
It's a great way to replenish your hand later in the game.
It is amazingly good in Hazard aggro because that's what you need. That's what you need in aggro deck, because you need fuel.
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot. I mean, it's technically not a red card, but it's essentially a red card. Yeah, and red doesn't usually have a lot of cards, or at least not card draw that doesn't require you to sacrifice. I mean, you do have to discard your hand, but typically you do that when you have almost nothing in your hand or just junk in your hand. So
yeah.
Okay, so it's my turn?
Well, you should take 1 point of damage for...
Oh, that's right, too. I keep forgetting, because I was already attacked. That seems so quick. So, oh, man, I have nightmares about that card now, after the shellacking I've taken with it, so... Or against it, I should say. So now it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty, well, I'm going to play the Foul Orchard. It enters the battlefield tapped, but I can tap it for either black or green, and then pass the turn to you. So, not the quickest start, but...
Okay, I'm going to play Unclaimed Territory. Enters the battlefield, choose a creature type, choose dwarves. I can tap for colorless, or I can tap it at 1 mana of any color from my mana pool, but spend that mana only to cast creature of the chosen type.
Okay. I spoke into the bottle, there was an echo.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, neato.
Tap 2 for the Heart of Kiran. We saw it last game. I can move loyal to counter, doesn't matter, but it's a 4/4 flying vigilant with crew 3 for 2 mana. Not that I can crew it right now, but as something sickness anyway, I'm going to go to combat.
Yes.
So I'm going to swing away once again with the Beaumont Courier, taking my tucked away card.
Okay, I'm going to take 1 damage, go down to 18.
And pass back to you.
Giddy up, huh? Okay. Alrighty, well, I'm going to play...
Neither of us sideboarded either. It's not something I'm really used to, but... I don't know if there was anything that I automatically would have been looking to change out.
Yeah, I mean, there are sideboards with the Challenger decks. I mean, not to sound like a jerk or anything like that, I didn't really think I needed to based on how it went for me in the previous one.
I mean, you didn't mean to sound like a jerk, but it just came off so naturally.
If I lose this one, I may sideboard in a couple cards from it, but I'm going to play Aether Hub. I'm going to get 1 energy. And then I'm going to tap for 2. And bring out the Scrap Heap Scrounger, which we saw several times in the previous game. So one of the big things is it can't block, so I know I'm still taking some damage next turn, and I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay, untap in there. Drawing a card. So next I'm going to play Aether Hub. When Aether Hub enters the battlefield, I get 1 energy. And then yellow is the universal energy color. Do you have an energy this round? Yeah, you
did. Yeah, I did. From
your own
Aether Hub, yeah.
Clearly, I'm not listening to what you're doing. I'm just waiting for my turn to go. So I get the energy, and I can pay it to do stuff.
Sure.
So I'm going to pay it to, do stuff.
Okay.
Yes. So, this is what I'm doing. Paying that for red, paying that for white, paying that for colorless to cast the Pala Pilot Exemplar.
Okay.
Other dwarves I Other dwarves I control get +1/+1. Each vehicle I control gets +1/+1 as long as it's a creature. Whenever she attacks, No, whenever she comes tapped, I may pay X. If I do, reveal the top X card to my library, put all dwarf and vehicle creatures cards from among them into my hand, the rest in the bottom library in a random order, because, again, that's Wizards' new thing is has to be random order.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to combat.
Sure.
After all that, I'm going to crew up my Heart of Kiran.
Okay.
So it's going to become a 5/5 Vigilant Flyer. And I'm going to attack with that and attack with Beaumont. Beaumont triggers.
Now, one thing that I do want to mention is that has to be crewed before the combat phase.
Oh, okay.
So there's a moment where basically I think it's in your main phase. If I were to, for example, before your combat phase, just because, there's different times that you have past priority. And typically just before combat, I can be like, I'm going to do this. And sort of like interrupt whatever he's doing. You would be able to use that part of it to crew it. But if I bypass that, then you would have to go to combat. You wouldn't have time to crew it. So you'd have to sort of crew it. Main phase is typically the time to crew it. Just so you know, this is fine though. I'm still going to take a boatload of damage.
You're only taking 6.
6. That's still a lot. And it's got vigilance as well too, right? So I'm down to 12.
I have nothing else to crew it on the off turn, but
down to 12 with a creature that can't block. So and I don't have much that I think they block with flying. So
pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to play a forest. I'm going to move to combat because this can't block anyways. Yep. And swing in for 3.
Drop to 17.
I'm then going to... I'm going to pay 3. And cast Dream Stealer. It is a 1/2 with Menace, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player discards that many cards. It also has Eternalize for 4 and 2 black. Exile this card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie human wizard with no mana cost. Eternalize only as a sorcery. So that's on the battlefield, and I'm going to pass the turn to you now.
Okay. Untapping. So,
I just realized now that you still have 3 mana and you've been able to do that much to me. Like, I realize this is turn 4, I believe, unless I'm mistaken. So this is your turn 4, but still 3 mana and you got me down to 12. Some of these, these decks, when they're running well, run quick as far as damage. So that was just sort of my little color commentary. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's all good. So we'll just we'll go to combat.
Okay.
So I'm going to crew up my heart. I mean, before combat, I'm going to get ready to go to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to crew up my Heart of Kiran.
Okay.
I'm going to go to combat, and that will still trigger. So that's another 6 damage.
Okay, so I'm going to put this in front of the Beaumont Courier.
Okay.
So now, anything before damage, or do we just go to damage?
No, we can just go to damage.
Okay, so we go to damage, and you don't want to...
No, because I have to discard my hand.
Okay.
This is one thing
I got you.
Red,
I got you.
So that's all exiled.
So this lives. I take 4. No, sorry, I take 5. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm down to 7.
Once again, I'm just not on my game tonight. I had a different play to do. For whatever reason, I think that thing couldn't block either. But it's Menace. It can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. That's what I was thinking. So yes, once again, silly play by Travis. Now I need to rethink about what I'm going to do here. Not really, because I'm just going to tap that for red. Tap that for white.
Okay.
So I have to pay 1 life.
Yes.
Yes, I control an artifact.
Yeah.
So down to 16. So red and white to cast the Veteran Motorist. I get a Scry 2.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that one on top, that one on the bottom.
And it is a dwarf, just so you guys know. So he can definitely use that one to tap for whatever color he wants. So.
Yes, I can.
Did you put them both on the bottom?
Nope, I put one on top.
Oh, one on top.
Tapping that for colorless for Beaumont Courier.
Okay.
Again, I could have played it first, attacked with it, at least one of them would have lived. Lots of things could have happened better, but this is just the kind of game I'm having tonight. And then I am just going to pass to you.
Okay. So untap. Draw. I'm going to play another Aether Hub, so I'm going to go up 1 energy.
Must be nice having all that energy.
I'm going to tap for 3, including 1 green. And I'm going to cast Rishkar Prima Renegade. So when it enters the battlefield, I put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 target creatures. We already went over this before. I'm going to put a counter on
Rishkar himself.
on the Dream Stealer, and then on the Scrounger.
I appreciate if those are 1 counters, just because.
I'm just going to put 1 counter on each.
Not that it's not intimidating, but it got a lot more intimidating really quickly.
And now I'm at 7. So, I mean, you have enough even without crewing to kill me next turn. This can't block, so there's definitely going to be some swinging and going in there. So that would become 4, 5. And you crew it with that. Actually, you could technically use both to crew it, and then it's going to get +2/+2.
You don't need to use this to crew. Each vehicle you control gets +1/+1 as long as it's a creature.
Oh,
so you don't need to crew that to get that bonus.
So then you would crew it with this. It would go up +1/+1. It would already have another +1/+1. So then it would be a 6/6 flying with vigilance, and this wouldn't even have to tap for that. So then I'd have to deal with a 3/3 as well too, and then the 1/1. Okay, well this can't block, so it knows only war. I'm going to swing in with it.
I take 4.
4.
Down to 12.
And then I'm going to pass the turn to you. This does not look like it's going to go well for me at all. So,
That's not what I was hoping for.
Well, I'm glad then. I'm glad.
So I think my options are limited. Tap that to add red. Drop to 11.
Okay.
And then 2 of anything for PNLR.
Okay.
So I get my Thopter back.
You do get the Thopter back. You are tapped out, though.
I am tapped out.
Man, you've missed 2 land drops and you're still destroying me here.
So I'm not just going to flunge. I'm going to think about this.
Okay.
So I can tap these guys to crew that. That becomes a 4 in the air.
5.
5, yes. 5. I can then attack with 3 and 3. They'd have to block.
Mm-hmm.
You got that +2/+2 hexproof thing in your hand.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
Just because I have one green left up for no particular reason does not mean I have Blossom of Defense in my hand.
So, likely he would live. He would die to one of these 2, but he would trade. So, die, live. I'd only get through for 5, 6.
In total, yeah. And I'd be down to 1. I'd be down to 1.
And then on the crackback, I'd be looking at least 4, 6, and discarding my hand. That seems like a decent deal. I could be patient. Which, hey, Internet, let's try this. Hey, Travis, don't be an idiot. Just wait an extra round.
See, and that's the thing. It's like...
wait an extra round, Travis.
Caution is a virtue when it comes to certain things, right? So, okay.
There we go.
So you're swinging in with a 6/6 Vigilant Flyer.
Vigilant Flyer?
So that's going to put me down to 1.
Yeah. I mean, that's a competent and patient play.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pass to you. I mean, how bad can the next turn go when I got to board this wide?
Okay. Let's do this. Let's play a forest. I'm dead in air next turn. You got 11, which is an awful lot to have to...
But every time I tap that, I lose 1, so...
Yeah. Okay, well, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to swing in with everything. So I'm going to move to combat and swing in with everything. Now, this has menace. This does not.
2, 3.
Okay.
I'm going to crew this. So this is only a 5/5.
Okay.
There's my blocks.
Okay. So this is a 4/3.
Okay.
So if I happen to have like
You don't.
4 Blossoming Defense in my hand,
You couldn't cast that. Or you could actually.
I could.
Yeah.
Now.
I'm curious if you have 4 Blossoming Defense in your hand.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm going to tap 1 and cast Blossoming Defense on him.
Okay.
So he gets +2/+2 and it's hexproof.
Okay.
So that's not going to do anything.
Do you have another one of those?
Because this gets
5/5.
Yeah, it's a 5/5. That's right too. Yeah, even if I cast it on this, there's nothing I could really do. So you're going to take 4.
Drop to 7.
I forgot that was a 5/5 temporarily. Then you lose. Oh, sorry. We had to talk about where is going to assign damage. I'll assign damage to P and Lar.
So Bomat lives.
Bomat lives. This dies. So yeah, let's just go ahead and tap for 1 green.
Oh, I thought you were going to scoop.
1 black, and then bring that out. I'm going to tap for 1 black and 1 of whatever. Oh, so tap for green. I have to actually put down 1 energy and bring out the Glint Sleeve Siphoner, and it goes up in energy. And I'm going to pass the turn and take my lumps. Take my lumps.
Well,
I thought I was like,
another land.
I was like, I'm amazed he's blocking with the 4/4, and then I completely forgot it was a 5/5.
Well,
I thought it was so clever, and then
it didn't matter because you had what? I could still thopped her over.
Yeah, this is true.
In fact, right now, if I wanted to be a dick, I could thopped her over.
Yeah,
and,
you could.
But
you
we'll
100%
just
could.
crew and attack.
Okay.
So that's like 7.
So that is game. So we're going to take a quick peek through the sideboards, and we'll get back with the 3rd and deciding game in this loser bracket of the Challenger Decks Showdown. And here we are in the 3rd and deciding game of this best 2 out of 3 match for the Planeswalker Deck Showdown. Vehicle Rush versus Counter Surge. Now,
we have seen both surging and rushing.
Yes.
So
we've been able to show off these decks better than in the previous matches we had with them.
Yes.
So I'm happy about that. Now I'm going to get to go first, so I'm actually going to show my hand first, if that's okay.
Yep.
So this is my opening hand, and without giving too much away, I'm quite happy with it. So it's definitely got some possibilities, especially against Travis's deck. So Travis.
Well, there's Travis's opening hand with his deep voice.
Sorry to make you cough.
Sorry about that.
What happened there?
Sometimes my voice gets deep. I don't know. They just dropped. Yeah. Again, I'm not going to say anything. You go first, actually.
I go first. Okay, well, I'm going to do something.
Turn 1 Thoughtseize.
I'm going to swamp, and then I'm going to turn 1 Duress.
Oh.
Because I know we just talked about how that's not really a great idea. So I get to choose a non-creature, non-land card from it.
You also... Oh, no. Non-creature, non-land. So you can choose my artifacts or my lightning strike. But you also get to
this
see
is
my
a creature,
hand.
though. This is a creature, though.
Oh, pardon me.
So,
yes. The vehicle or the lightning strike.
That costs 5 to bring out, right?
Costs 5. But I'm showing 4 mana on the table.
Yeah. Well,
But,
I'm gonna get rid of your lightning strike, though.
Is exile just graveyard?
Discard it. So it's in the graveyard. Okay. I thought that was the Heart of Karan and Karan, and I was gonna get rid of that, but Karan?
Because P and Karan Nalar? Is that?
Yeah,
that's how I
what it
pronounce
is.
it.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's now your turn. If it had been that vehicle, I would have got rid of it. But I don't have to worry about that for at least 5 turns. And you didn't even come close to 5 mana last time. You still beat me, but you didn't come close to 5 mana last time.
All right. So I will just play that Evolving Wilds everyone just saw. Tap it, sacrifice it, pass turn red. I'm going to search for a mountain.
Sure. While you're doing that, I'm just going to start my turn, if that's okay.
Yeah, give her.
Okay, I'm going to draw.
Give her, sir, give her.
I'm going to play a forest.
There's a mountain in pasture.
And I'm going to tap 2 to play the reason why I got rid of your lightning strike. I'm going to bring out Long Tusk Cub. It's a 2/2 cat creature, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get 2 energy. I can then pay 2 energy at any point and put a +1/+1 counter on Long Tusk Cub. Very great early aggro card. It goes in so many different decks that it's quite popular. And I'm glad I was able to get rid of your lightning strike. Now you could easily draw into a lightning strike anyways, or shock or magma spray. I think you also brought in. So
one of those.
so I'm not. It's not like this is invincible or anything like that, but still, I feel good about it. So I'm going to pass the turn to you, and I'm going to crack open another beer while you do that.
Okay.
So
Untap, draw. We'll go ahead and play a Plains, and I'm going to go ahead and Lightning Strike.
You are kidding me! No, I didn't even get to have a sip. That happened so quickly. I didn't even get a sip of my beer.
Yep. Pass back to you. I should put my life total back to 220. Evil. That was almost counterspell level.
I was so
evil.
proud of myself. I'm like, I got rid of the removal. I can bring out this is, I think, the second time I tried casting this cup and never got to do a single point of damage. So, which is good for you because honestly, it is. You do not want that thing going off.
You should probably link the first ever Planeswalker deck we did. It was Nissa, I believe, versus Chandra.
Yeah.
And that thing, especially in the limited, like that, it was insane.
This is probably, even though there are like some rare cards in that deck, the Long Tusk Cup was probably one of the best cards in that deck.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to play an Aether Hub.
Sold me on energy early.
Yeah, energy. Yeah, it turned out to be some mechanics are hit or miss when they introduce new mechanics, but energy really became a force within the Magic community.
Energy was a force.
Yeah.
Strictly speaking,
I'm gonna tap 2 and bring out the Glint Sleeve Siphoner. So I'm gonna gain 1 energy. We've seen her before, and
she's going to have to discard a card. No.
Yeah, she's got the 2-1 with Menace, and it's at the beginning of my upkeep. I can pay 2 energy, and if I do, I get to draw a card and lose 1 life. I'm gonna pass the turn to you.
It should be nice to have 2 lightning strikes.
Still a lot of burn, a lot of direct damage in there. So I mean, this may not be around for very long.
I do. I'm gonna go ahead and complete the rainbow. Play a swamp. So I'll tap 2 of any color just for the Scrap Heap Scrounger, which we all knew I had.
Yeah. Can't
so
block though.
Here is an interesting question.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back a step here. So my turn 2 play could have been Lightning Strike or Scrap Heap Scrounger.
Yeah.
Now if I play Scrap Heap Scrounger, went back to you, and then waited back to come to me, he wouldn't, by this turn, he'd be able to attack.
Yeah.
And then I could have lightning striked. But you might have found a way, you've had untapped mana to cast Blossoming Defense at time. That thing can grow. A lot of my removal is based on toughness removal, like his burn essentially. So if he gets too big, I can't do anything with him, but suffer. So, that's other leave him at, this is going to be a long video for one thing, but leave a comment with that one. Like, I'm curious. I think it made the most sense, in my opinion, to take him out while I could.
I 100% agree, because here's the thing as well, too. I've got 2 energy now. If the Long Tusk Cub had been able to attack, I would have gained 2 energy. So I would have had 4 energy, which meant that when you would have gone to lightning strike it, I would have had the energy to pump it up 2 additional counters.
Because that's at any point in time.
That's at any point in time, as long as you have the energy. Yeah, so you basically did that in the exact right order, because otherwise I would have been able to get it up to a 4/4, and lightning strike would have done anything. And that's the power of the Long Tusk Cub. Yeah. So no, I think you did. I'm glad you walked us through that, because it's good to know why you made the decision that you did. But.
Because I really want to attack fast and quick. That's just the player I am. So I'm like, I want to get him on turn 2.
And it can't block anyways, right? So you know it's sort of, So my turn now? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, sorry. At the beginning of my upkeep, I'm going to spend the 2 energy, and I'm going to draw a card and lose 1 life. So I draw a card, I lose 1 life, I'm going to go to 19. Okay, and now I'm going to untap, and I'm going to draw. I'm going to play a Foul Orchard. Enters the battlefield tapped.
Why do you get hosed on the lands? Like, I have good lands in this deck.
I don't know why this one's in here and not a...
Why are you getting hosed on decent ones?
Not a better dual land.
Golgari land.
One of the things I would definitely change, land base is one of the things you change a lot of time with these decks, because there's so much better land out there.
No, this one is
that one's good. Like, there are times where you've played and I haven't seen a single basic from you. So.
There's Dragon Skull Summit. There's a red-white one where, again, enters tap unless you control 2 lands. My voice is doing thing again. Sorry. But your deck seems to be hosed on the cheap lands.
Yeah. Sadly. I'm going to... No, I'm going to do this, actually. I'm going to tap first before attacking, which sometimes you don't do, and bring out the Rishkar Pima. I think I call it Prima, but Pima Renegade. So I'm going to put +1/+1 counters on each of these, and then move to attacks.
Yep.
And then I'll swing in for 3. It can't block, but this has got Menace anyways.
Drop to a clean and quick, crisp 17.
So that taps me out, and now I'm just going to pass the turn back to you. I'm watching to see if you're going to eventually be able to get up to 5. I know you... From what I remember, the lands you had in hand, I'm positive you're going to be able to get up to 5. Because I think that the 3 lands you showed up weren't all in your hand originally, so...
Aether Hub, and getting the energy. Planes for the Toolcraft Exemplar.
Okay.
It's good, but it's not great. He can't block anyway, so I might as well just swing away Marrow. Go into combat, attacking with the Scrap Heap Scrounger for 3.
I will take it. So I'm down to 16.
Okay. And unfortunately, I'm going to pass to you. Or is it unfortunately?
Oh, actually, sorry, I missed a trigger. I did gain 1 energy from the Glint Sleeve Siphoner. That will have actually appeared on screen, but we didn't put it here. So, okay, so it's my turn now?
Yep.
Okay. Untap you.
2 3/3s versus 2 3/3s. This is...
It's
again,
interesting.
that's what it is on the board kind of thing, but...
I'm going to play Swamp. Now, it's the beginning of your combat, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Combat on your turn. Oh, I probably could have read him. He was shut up, but he'll basically, I'm doing combat on my turn, he'll get +2/+1 if I control an artifact, which I, at this point anyway, do.
Okay. Alrighty, well, I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing in with both.
Okay.
So we've got a 3-1, and when it attacks, I gain an energy, so I'm going to gain that right now.
3/2, isn't it?
3-2, yes. Did I say 3-1? 3-2.
You said 3/1.
3-1, sorry, 3-1 again, I said it. 3-2 and a 3-3.
Okay. So I'm looking at 6.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll drop to 11. Things are happening fast, people.
Okay.
Game 3, high stakes.
Then I'm going to tap for 4 and bring out Walking Ballista with 2 +1/+1 counters on it.
Should I just, or are you going to draw the drama out a bit here?
I mean, there's something to be said for keeping it.
Just in case?
But I think before I end my turn, I'm going to remove 1 and get rid of that before it can start pumping up before your combat, or on your combat. So I'm then going to pass the turn to you.
All right. Untap, draw. Play a planes.
So you got the 5.
Got the 5. So untapping 5 for a mythic Sky Sovereign Consul Flagship. 6/5 with flying, crew 3. When Consul here, buddy, enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to target to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. So 3 damage right off the bat is going to go on.
Oh, I wanted to draw stuff.
I know. I wanted to kill stuff.
Boo.
And then he can't block, but he sure can crew. So I'm just going to pass to you.
Okay.
Once again, slow plan.
Okay. So untap. I'm going to tap 3. And I'm going to cast Appetite for the Unnatural. It's an instant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. You gain 2 life. So I'm going to destroy that.
Come on, monkey.
Then I'm going to gain 2 life, so I'm going to go up to 18. I'm then going to move to combat.
Move to combat.
And I'm going to swing in with both of these. So this is just a 1-1, and this is a 3-3.
So I'm taking 4 damage, dropping to 0/7, and I'm going to cry my beer. And I really wanted that guy to survive.
Then I'm going to tap 2, black and a green. I don't know why I tapped my mana previously like that. That was silly because now I have to spend an extra energy. And I'm going to bring out the Winding Constrictor. It's a 2/3 snake. If 1 or more counters would be placed on an artifact or creature you control, that many of those counters +1 are placed on that permanent instead. If you would get 1 or more counters, you get that many of those counters +1 instead. Okay.
So when you start pumping your ballista up, it goes up
I'm
even
going to
more.
get 2 for 4 instead of just 1. So I'm going to pass the turn now to you.
Yeah, this is not looking good. I'm not even sure if I have a top deck that's going to help me out here. We'll do the Aether Hub.
Okay.
So that'll go up to 2. I'll tap a red and 1 of anything. 2 of anything, pardon me. For a PNLR.
Okay.
I'm not sure why Des didn't maybe sideboard her out. I guess she's good because she has some built-in abilities, Planeswalker style, but mana and everything.
Now, I know you talked about it before, but to refresh my memory, her 2 abilities are...
so you get the 1 artifact, and you can pay 1, sacrifice an artifact. Target creature can't block this turn.
Okay.
You can pay 1 red and 1 main thing. Target artifact creature gets +1/+0.
Okay.
So I would need a lot to be able to burn you out with that Scrap Heap Scrounger that you would just block anyway. But my Scrap Heap Scrounger can't block, so he's going to go ahead and swing in.
Okay, so I'm going to not block with my Winding Constrictor. I'm going to take 3, so I'm down to 15.
Okay. I will then pass to you.
Okay.
Flagship.
Alrighty. Pre-combat, I'm going to pay 4 and put a +1/+1 counter on Walking Ballista. Constrictor's ability triggers, so I'm going to put 2 on there. So now that's a 3/3. I'm then going to move to combat. And I'm going to... It's a 2/2, that's a 1/1. I'm going to swing in with everything.
One mana off of burning. Because I could pump my Thopter if I had... It would cost me life, and I don't have a lot of life to spare at this point. But that is an option I would have. So I'm forced to basically jump here and hope I have some kind of miracle. Now, I know I have no miracles in this deck, but we'll... I can't even kill one. I mean, I can kill that, which is going to keep the Ballista down. No, I can't, because you can just pop a counter off that and destroy that at instant speed, so... I will take him for his chump value.
Okay.
I'm going to chump there and chump there.
Okay. So these 2 are being blocked.
Being blocked to no effect, and I'm still taking 2 damage.
You're taking 2.
Drop into 5.
And those both die.
And I'll spay 1, sacrifice that, so he can't block this turn. I'm just joking. That's what I do before.
I was like, what? Oh, that's right, too. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to...
I'm going to get value is what I'm going to do there.
I'm going to play a Foul Orchard, enters tapped, and then I'll pass the turn to you.
Come on, triple striking card here. Alright. Playing unclaimed territory, naming dwarf, tapping unclaimed territory for 1 white. Playing the Jewelcraft Exemplar. Attacking for 3.
I'll take the 3, so I'm down to 12.
Slightly more respectable. I will pass to you and make you do it, sir.
My turn.
I'll make you do it.
Draw. So then, yeah, we'll just move to combat. You got nothing in hand, correct? Swing it with everything.
I doubted holding a dwarf in my hand would have kept you from. That's game.
And that's game. So this counter surge this time went a lot better. It's amazing how different playthroughs can really show a deck off more. Like the second game, for example, it really shows Vehicle Rush off.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, look at all the land you had this time versus the land you had in that second game, and yet you were still dominating that second game.
And that was the problem, is that I kept a hand with 4 land, which I still thought was good.
Mm-hmm.
But then I drew a few more land, like, I needed a few more significant things to stay there in the board kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you know what? That appetite for the unnatural might have been... I mean, you had other creature removals too, but if I kept that Sky Sovereign, every attack would have bolted one of your creatures.
If you hadn't drawn into that second Lightning Strike as well, I mean, things would have been... It would have been even quicker, right? So that was... Yeah.
You mean you wouldn't have blocked my Scrap Heap Scrounger?
No. Not until I could have a really favorable block, but yeah, there was and the one card I was holding on forever was Fatal Push.
So no, that wouldn't have got the big thing.
No, it wouldn't have got the big thing. That's why I was glad to have to start. I started off with this, and I started off with the artifact removal. So I figured that's going to do work for me. And I mean, I could have easily did Fatal Push on the Scrap Heap Scrounger and save myself a lot of health. But I was saving it for...
You had health to play with, though.
Yeah. I was saving it for the 2-cost artifact that turns into a 4/4 with Vigilance, the Heart of Karan. So, so this is the loser bracket. Once again, I'm glad these decks got a second showing, because I think they actually showed what they can do. And I know there was... I've got to start writing down...
The comments?
The comments, and so I can actually mention people by name. But a multiple commenter whose name is going to be appearing on screen.
You make it sound like a crime. Multiple commenter.
I feel so bad now. I've got the worst memory. To be fair, now, if anyone in the comment section is, a little bit hurt that I don't remember specifically your name after you've commented when we're recording this, I actually forgot Travis's wife's name after knowing Travis for, I think, the better part of a year. So she wasn't your wife at the time, but she was your girlfriend the entire time. And and the embarrassing thing was I was trying to introduce Travis and a bunch of my friends to a friend I had, which was coming over. And I completely blanked when I got to Mary.
I don't think I should finish that story, though.
So
why you forgot her name.
So, I was a little distracted.
Yeah.
Anyways. So if I do forget, anyway, getting back to what I was
He
talking
remembers
about.
the comment. That's got to count somewhere.
So the comment was that someone was really excited to see Counter Surge, and they were disappointed about how it performed.
Yeah.
And I think now, seeing this, if you haven't already gone out and got this deck, it's a strong deck. It's a good deck. All these Challenger decks are good.
I don't know why they hosed you on the Foul Orchard, though. It just seems petty.
Yeah.
To give the other decks such good lands.
I mean, they do give you several Gear Hulks.
Yeah.
But
Fatal Push, is it still like $4 or $5?
Yeah, but they only give you one. I really think if anything, I think they should have given you 4 in this deck.
Well,
easily.
Yeah.
It's so useful.
Especially if you're cheaping out in the lands.
And it would have given me a playset of Fatal Push. But yeah, it's such a great card. It's such a great card. And it was one of those weird ones where
I think it's one of those mythic uncommons.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that's going to get upgraded to, if it gets reprinted, they're going to make it a rare or something like that. I can almost guarantee you. But yeah, so there we go. So what do you think so far?
I like Counter Surge actually, because I like to play counters a lot. So. I like to play +1/+1 counters in green. Even that Merfolk deck I built, there was a lot of counter synergy in there. So
yeah,
ever since I probably mentioned this in one of the shows before. Ever since I played Hardened Scales, I love the idea of just getting more value off of +1/+1 counters. So unfortunately, it is modern, or I'm not sure if Frontier is still a thing, but if you were to build again a deck like that and you were playing outside of the standard rules, Hardened Scales is fun because you just really go off on the counters and everything.
Yeah. Oh, one thing before we close up the video, and people who are usually watching this at this point are more, I guess, hardcore Brain Pulp fans. But I do have a Token of the Month club. You've probably heard me mention it before if you haven't. Each month there's going to be a new token produced. Last month was the Goblin tokens. We were already into the next month, and it is Zombie tokens. And so each and every month there's a token specifically created for Brain Pulp TV, so you won't be able to get it anywhere but from Brain Pulp TV. And it's just something to check out. I will have a link provided to a video that would tell you more, and there's going to be a link to the Patreon page. I'm running it through Patreon because it's just easier to do it with the back end of it that way. So if you want to check it out, a good number of people. I have sort of a goal for 6 months of having it up to have a certain number of people signed up for it, and I'm pretty happy with the response so far. So yeah, just check it out. And if
there's a patron bonus too, isn't there? You get like the videos a day early or something like that?
Yeah, typically whenever I post new videos, or at least most of the videos anyways, are going to be up minimum a day early. Some of them are going to be up a little bit sooner than that. Certain videos that I want to get out immediately, there may not be that sort of like extra bonus to it. And there's going to be other digital content. You also get wallpaper versions of the artwork. So if for example, if you don't want the token sent to you, there's also what they refer to as the digital club. So that's going to have any of the digital rewards, including early videos, the wallpapers, and then a few other things that I think are going to be coming up. I used to do a webcomic. I've been looking for a good excuse to get back into doing that. So that might be something that's currently one of the goals, but I may take that off one of the goals and just start
doing it anyways, and then posting it there first and then to the site later on. So anyways, enough of my commercial for that. So thank you guys very much for watching. Nice. And any last thoughts before we go? No, this is some of these games I'm like frustrated with. I thought this was a well balanced game, so yeah, it's a good video for you. Yeah, I was happy with it. So. Enjoy. I'm not that much of a douche. You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome, internet. So see you guys.